Welcome to another episode of Real Financial Success. This is your host, Chris Gunnels, and this is where I teach you what I'm doing to gain financial independence. Sorry about that. A little techno helps me concentrate. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to another episode of Real Financial Success. I wanted to do a quick YouTube video today highlighting my Coca-Cola trade. I've been in the trade since January 6th. It was originally put on for the February 19th expiration, the 50 strike put. But the problem is that it was in the money and I didn't want to own the stock at the time. I can't remember if it paid a dividend. Actually, let's check real quick. Yeah, it didn't pay a dividend after February 19th, which is today, actually. And so that's why I decided to actually fix this trade and roll it out to the next expiration cycle. Because I didn't want to own 100 shares of stock. Actually, I think it was more like 200 shares or something like that. Because I wasn't going to get any dividend, and in my opinion, I don't want to outlay a couple $1,000s to own 100 shares or 200 shares of a stock, without getting a dividend for it. Now, of course, I could hold the stock until next quarter to get the dividend. But I was thinking to myself, why outlay a couple $1,000s, wait a month or two, maybe 3 months to get the dividend? Why not just take that couple $1,000s and sell some naked puts and get some credit in the meantime? So that's what I went ahead and did. But the problem is, again, the Coca-Cola trade was actually in the money at expiration, at the original expiration, which was... it wasn't in the money. What had happened was the stock went down significantly and put my actual original naked put in the money, and it hit my break even. So let's actually go back to January 15th here. Let's scroll in or zoom in. January 15th, right around here. Okay, so here's January 15th. As you can see, the underlying was at around $50 on the 13th, and then we had a couple down days in a row. Now, what happened was it came down and broke my break-even price. So what I decide, one of my rules is that when it breaks my break-even price, I roll it out to the next expiration for additional credit. And so that's what I did. Now let me show you exactly what I did. So January 6th, I opened the position. What I mean by that is I sold a naked put and I received $1.32 credit. Now, if you don't know, every contract that you sell or buy is worth 100 shares of the stock. So I received $1.32 per share. That means $132, and that's where this number comes from. Of course, about a week and a half later, like I showed you on the chart, Coca-Cola went down to about $48 or so, putting my 50 strike put in the money and breaking my break-even price. So I rolled it out. So what does that mean? That means I closed the current position, and I did that. I had to pay $2.06 per share. Or $206, but at the same time of doing that, as you can see, the actual timestamp is the exact same. I opened a new position out until March 19th, still the same strike 50 put, and I did that for a credit of $273 or $273, and I got the difference there. Now, as it looks on the on this table here, you'll see that I actually did lose $75. It's actually $74, but $75 because of commissions. What I did was, since I rolled it out in time, that gave me more time to be correct. And that's exactly what happened today, which is interesting. Expiration Friday, February 19th. I had a working order, for the last month for this contract, and I had the working order was for 99-cent debit. What does that mean? That means I close this position, which I opened at 273 for 99 cents. So I received 273, and I had to pay back 99 cents per share, or $99 for this position. What did that do? If you look at the actual cumulative cost, or I guess it's actually the total amount here, you'll see that I actually received or profited $100 on this trade. Of course, minus commissions, that's the realized P&L of $98. And so the point here is, when you're selling naked puts, it might seem scary because you could be put the stock at a specific strike price. In this case, I could have been put the strike at 50, or excuse me, the stock at 50, which means I have to buy 100 shares at $50. I have to outlay essentially $5,000 unless you're using margin. But basically $5,000 I have to put out. Now that can be scary, but if you understand options, and if you've been following me, you know that one of my strategies is, if it's in the money and I'm not prepared to outlay $5,000, I just roll it out to the next cycle, and I receive more credit. And what's interesting about this, also one of my strategies, let me take a step back. One of my strategies is to close out any position at 50% profit. So if this original trade worked out, I received $1.32. Now, if it worked out and I sold it originally, or bought it back at 50% profit, that would have been, oops, let me do my math here correctly. 1.32 divided by 2, that's 66 cents. So 50%, 66 cents, meaning I could have profited 66 cents on this specific trade if it originally worked out. But since it went in the money, I had to roll it out into the next expiration, and so the original trade didn't work out. But what's neat about this is I actually made even more money than the 66 cents because I did roll it out. So it's nice to see that trades that are losing can be turned into winning trades, and you can actually make more money even if they are losing trades. You just have to know the strategies and how to do it. And of course, that's the point of this video and this podcast today. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Make sure to leave me a comment if you have a question, and I'll be able to answer that as soon as I can. I do hang around for the first couple days of each video and each podcast, looking to answer any questions you have. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel so you can get an actual visual representation of what I'm talking about on each of these episodes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and to share this on your Facebook, on Twitter, on any of your social platforms. That would be very helpful to me. It also encourages me to keep spending my time to create these videos, and to hopefully teach you and help you also become profitable in the market. Also, it helps YouTube's algorithm. Basically, it lets them know that what we're doing here is valuable to you, and it could potentially be valuable to others. All right, guys, that's it from me today. I appreciate you guys watching and listening. I hope you have a good one. Love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.